The case conclusion. In this case, we've been thinking through our stakeholders, what they care about, and what the impacts are, how our different choices will affect their attitudes towards us, and whether they can impact our operations. What actually happened in the case was that they ended up opting for money and for the pipeline and for the southern route. They were greatly praised for their environmental care. They were attacked for what they did to the local indigenous people. In fact, over time, they had to develop a local agency to work with the local indigenous, and they basically retroactively had to institute the community development plan because of the activism of the NGOs and of World Bank, which the NGOs helped get into place. So they moved back to the community development plan over time. Now, one of the learnings of this case is how they went about prioritizing folks, and the second is that companies are never going to be perfect. They are never going to get it right all of the time. But if you are aware of these issues, and if you hear the voices of the stakeholders, and if you are flexible, you can adapt to the demands of your external environment and implement in ways that will allow you to prosper over time. The pipeline to date, that I'm aware of anyway, has not had any issues. They actually were given huge praise as a company that implemented very, very well because this is an extractive industry, but they were following a triple bottom line perspective on their approach. There is a case part B and a case part C that you didn't have to purchase or read, but case part B tells more about the indigenous peoples in detail. The needs of the locals could have been quite easily addressed had they considered their needs from the onset. Though they were not key stakeholders, they should have considered that they may be able to galvanize, that they may be able to develop coalitions with people that have power. So they should have been brought into consideration in the decision-making process. In the end, they did invest a great deal in terms of the indigenous social relations. They became a model for a company that is following a triple bottom line perspective. They are socially invested as well as environmentally sound, as well as very profitable. In future case write-ups and as you work on your final project, I suggest you operate from the perspective of a manager in the situation. Try to operate with the data you have on the case or the issues and aspects you come across. Again, this is just one strategy for identifying stakeholders, their demands, prioritizing them, considering the cost and implications of the different alternatives, and coming up with a policy. That sounds a lot like your final project. Thank you very much.